Welcome to another wonderful Saturday morning, my Power Director peeps. It's time for another Power Director University live stream. And today I'm going to share with you 3 color tools that you haven't been using enough. Okay, you got to use them more, people. You got to get into this color correction and color grading thing. And I'm going to break it down for you today so you know exactly what tools you can use in Power Director. So let's start off our fundamental fun by seeing who joined us today. All right. Who's in these comments, girl? Help me out, Wanda. Help me out now. Who we got? Louis Ghetto's in the building. He says, I have 2 cats of the same color. Is Cinnamon and Lollipop still among us? Cinnamon and Lollipop, man, what is going on here? Are you in the right live stream, Louis? I don't know what's happening. Tell me what's happening, Captain. What's going on? I don't know. Who else we got in here today? Let's see. Who else we got? I know we got Pollyanna's World in the house. Pollyanna waiting in Clarksville, Tennessee. Hope you had safe travels over there, Pollyanna. Thanks for joining us even while you running around the world here. Let's see. Says, okay, we just losing stuff here. Look, I don't know what's going on. Weather is too unpredictable until at least Monday to meander around town. Been scary here with tornado warnings, but I have been safe. Hey, take care of yourself, Pollyanna. Make sure that you stay safe and sound. You're in our prayers here. You know, the whole Power Director community wants to make sure you're safe, man. So let's see. Who else we got in the building? All right, Wade in Albuquerque, New Mexico, standing by. All right, well, you know, you don't need to stand by anymore. Walanda, if you're having trouble with the comments, please come in here so I can help you fix it, and then you can go back to doing whatever you're doing. But just you don't have to be on camera. Just hand it to me. All right, I'll handle the comments while you coming in here to do this right now. Let's see. We got my man Peter J. Milner in the house. He says, "Good afternoon, all. Nice to see everyone again. It's warm and sunny here in Southwest UK, United Kingdom." Peter J. Milner, one of my head moderators in charge, always holding it down. Appreciate you for joining us, my friend. Wade Stevens says, warm and sunny it is. It's supposed to be here in New Mexico. Last gasp of winter. Ooh, must be some chilly stuff going on over there. All right, let's see. I'm going to see what's going on here. What's up with this? Yeah, you can stay right there so you don't get on camera. So what's wrong with it? I don't get it. All right, so let's see. It's just like, looks like it's, so you got to tap it twice, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know.
That's what it looks like to me. You got to tap it twice. Yeah, well, just tap it twice. Tap it and then tap show. So, all right. Toga 22 says, hello, everyone. What's going on, my man? Thanks for joining us. All right, so, you know, we got people getting down, having some conversations about the weather. But last but not least, I want to say hello to my man, Sharoni Productions. Oh, there, Sharoni is in the building. He saw Los Angeles is in the house. Los Angeles is always in the house, my man. I appreciate you for always stopping through on these live streams with your boy. All right. So let's get into this topic for today. And those are 3 color tools you should be using more. You're not using enough. However you want to phrase it. We're getting down with some color tools today. So a lot of editors out there use color grading to change the look of a video, change the feel of the video. It's a tool that a lot of those editors use out there. It can be time consuming, but the rewards are so beneficial that you gotta do it when it's in the right situation. I always caveat with that, come with that caveat, in the right situations, right? Now, editors also use color tools to create unique effects in their videos and make things stand out, keep their audience engaged, all type of things that you can use color tools for. So today, I'm going to share 3 easy to use color tools that are effective and they get the job done very fast. These are things that you can do in Power Director like that. So we might be breezing through this live stream. You know, we'll see how it goes though. Now, you might start off using these tools a little bit more often by the time we're done. So hopefully you find this useful. Now, you guys know how I do. Before I get started, I'm going to jump into the results of a poll that I did on my social media sites where I asked the PowerDirector community, which PowerDirector color tools are you not using enough? So let's go ahead and jump into those polls real quick. So we'll start off on Facebook. On Facebook, like I said, I asked the question, which PowerDirector color tools are you not using enough? LUTs got 1%. Color match and split toning were tied at 33% as well as others. So didn't get a lot of votes, a lot of, engagement on the Facebook post. But what I can say is for YouTube, let's see what we got on YouTube here. All right, on YouTube, we got a lot more engagement as we usually do. Let me refresh this. Might have even got more since the last time we touched it. Yeah, so we got 52 comments or 52 votes on YouTube. And so same question, which PowerDirector color tools are you not using enough? 38% said LUTs. 29% said split toning. And then color match came in at 25%. And other got 8%. So we got a few comments on here. Tim Liz 4173 said beginner, not using a lot, still trying to figure it out. And that's a big thing with these color tools. Like there's so many tools and things that you can use in PowerDirector, and there's so many tools that are used in video editing that a lot of people aren't aware of. So especially beginners and intermediate users may not even know about some of the tools I'm going to talk about today. But, if you are a seasoned video editor, maybe sometimes you just forget about them and haven't been using them, and they could be useful in some of the footage that you're creating. And then we got another comment here by Bev Maddox. He says, the ones you have to purchase credits for when you're already paying a subscription. And then he has the frowny faces. Now, as far as I know, there are no color tools that you have to use credits to, that you have to pay for credits to use. So if there are some out there that you guys know about, leave it in the comments. Let me know. All right. So those are the polls. One last thing I want to do real quick before we jump into the 3 topics that I'm going to talk about is this. So I always tell you guys, and you always see at the bottom of the screen, that super chats, super stickers, all the things are welcome. Like the video, all of that jazz. But today I'm going to go ahead and do a challenge for super chats. So if we get 10 super chats today, okay, for light blue and higher, anything $2 up, I'm going to do a shout out to all of the channels that did a super chat in one of my community posts on Facebook and on YouTube, right? So that people can go ahead and get a look at your channel, things like that. So if I get 10 super chats for $2 or more, I'll do shout outs for all of the channels that hit me up with super chats. We got 30 minutes to try to hit this goal. And I'm going to start the goal right now. All right. So you should be able to see that goal within the chat. And we're at 0 out of 10. Let's see how it goes. I never done this before. This is a new thing for your boy. Let's see how this goes. Now that we talked about that things, let's go ahead and get into the 3 color tools. And you know what? Because I kind of like you guys, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a 4th bonus color effect that I think you might like to use, a little bit here and there from time to time. So let's go ahead and get started. So number 1 on my list of color tools, if you look at the poll, you probably know it's LUTs. So LUTs, also known as lookup tables, are basically modifiers. So they can make desaturated footage look more natural. They can add different aesthetics to your videos. And they can do a lot. They can do a lot more things. Like basically, LUTs are used by most editors to color grade. So just to tell you, they're used to color grade your color corrected footage. Color correction is more of fixing the colors, making sure your exposure is right, brightness, things like that. Where color grading is more of changing the look and the feel by changing colors and modifying things. So just to give you the difference between the two. And what I always tell people is, you need to color correct your footage before you grade it, unless it's already correct, right? If you did everything in camera and you got it looking on point, your exposure and everything is good, you might not need to do any color corrections, right? So it's all based on your situation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in PowerDirector. Go ahead and give you guys a look at exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to LUTs, where they're at, and how to use them. So let's go ahead and share my screen real quick here. All right, so when you're in PowerDirector, the way that you get to your wonderful LUTs is you want to go to Effects, and then you want to go to Filter and LUTs. And for this one, I'm going to go to Vintage. And I'm going to use this Faded Film Code 3. Hold down my left mouse button. I'm going to drag it down to this first clip here. And you can see immediately that the LUT was added to the footage, right? Now, what we can do here is we can click on Customize the Effect. And then if we don't like how strong the filter or the LUT was applied, we can change the strength here with this slider. You just hold your left mouse button and drag it down to where you want. And you see it changes the strength of the filter. And I kind of like it here. If we hit play, you can see how it looks. Now, we can also uncheck this here. So if you want to see the before and after, if you uncheck with this check mark here, you now see how it looks without the filter applied. And we can play it again. And pause it. And then we can add the filter back. You play it, and once again, you can pause it. So, in my humble opinion, LUTs are a quick and easy way to help you create the appropriate look and feel to help you tell your story. So, if you use LUTs, or if you're not using them, leave some comments on to like maybe why you don't use them, or if you didn't know about them and you want to know more. There are some tutorials that I have out there on YouTube for what are LUTs. So if you look up what are LUTs, PowerDirector, that's one way you can find some of the tutorials that I have out there. And then you can also look up how to apply LUTs. So as a matter of fact, why don't I just go ahead and show you what those are. So when you search LUTs PowerDirector, you'll see how to apply LUTs. You'll see some other videos on here from PowerDirector Essentials from the Sharper Turtle. You see the live stream we're doing right now, which is cray, because it's like, some type of bizarro world inside a video type thing. Another one on how to apply LUTs. We got one from PD Tutorials. Let's see. I know I also did one like about what are LUTs. So let me just see what comes up if we search that. Guess we're not getting the look that I wanted. But anyway, look up LUTs PowerDirector. My tutorial comes up there first, so check it out. And you can get some more information besides what I just showed you on LUTs. All right. All right, let's see here. See if we got any comments or questions going on right now about LUTs. I know my man Peter J. Milner got something to say. Yes, sir. LUTs are exposure dependent, so they must be used with care. They also bring log footage such as S-Log3 up to Rec 709 color space, so proper color grading can be applied on top. Yeah, definitely. If you apply color grading on top, now what you're talking about here, in most cases, for me, some capabilities that are not in PowerDirector, like nodes, right? For me, if I were to apply a node, I would feel comfortable doing color correction on top of a LUT. Now, I don't do Sony, so I don't use, like Rec 7. I don't use like S-Log, like, but I use C-Log, and I definitely have an understanding of the two. But at the end of the day, you're right. You got to be careful, like with your exposure, things like that. To my point that I made earlier, a lot of the times you want to do your color correction before you do any color grading. As far as I'm concerned, I would recommend doing that first and then applying the color grading on top of that with the LUT. And if you're in a different program and you're familiar with what I'm talking about, like DaVinci Resolve, you can add a node and then apply a LUT on top of your color corrected footage. That's the way that I would go about doing it. But in PowerDirector, because you can't use nodes, what I would do is do my color correction first and then apply the C-LUT or the filter or the LUT on top of any color correction that you do. All right, but thanks for that, Peter. Appreciate the additional context and knowledge, because you the Sony man in the building. I ain't got none of that in my repertoire. All right, let's see here. So now what I'd like to do is move on to the next beautiful tool that I want to talk about today. And that's a tool that some of you may find near and dear to your heart. It's called Color Match. So, in case you didn't know, PowerDirector has a tool called Color Match. Now, what the Color Match tool does is it allows you to create a consistent look across two clips by matching the hue and the saturation and the brightness of those two clips. Now, it's not an end-all, be-all for like color correction, or not color correction for most part, color correction, but it does help with that. So basically what it does is it copies the color range from one clip to another clip. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the color match to two of these clips that I have on the timeline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the control button on the left. Matter of fact, let me unclick here. I'm going to hold down my control key on my keyboard. I'm going to left click the first clip that I want to use, and I'm going to left click the second clip that I want to use while I still have the control button held down. Now, you'll see here that a tool showed up right above your timeline called Color Match. So some of you might not have noticed that before, but it's right there. It's easy to use. If you select two clips, it'll come up. So if we left click on Color Match, it's going to change the screen. And now we see that we have a window for what's called a reference screen on the left. And then we have a window for what's called a target screen on the right. So basically, pretty self-explanatory. It's going to use the clip on the left to apply the changes or the color match change to the clip on the right. Now, if you got it the wrong way around, you can just click on this swap button here and it will change the clips around. It'll change the other clip to the reference and the other clip to the target. I want to keep them how they were. So let's go ahead and click on the swap button again. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and click on it one more time. I'm going to do it this way. I like it this way better. Now, the footage on the left is not as bright as the footage on the right in the target box. So what we want to do is we want to move our playhead to a position where, we like how everything looks. I think this is a good spot here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Match Color. And you see that the clip that was on the right, that was brighter, the brightness immediately went down on that. Right? Now, you can see it also changed the hue and the saturation, move that to 15 and the hue down to 0. So basically, there's a level slider here, and you can change the amount that was applied to it. You can move it to the right or the left. And you can see as you do that, the changes are applied to the clip in the target box, right? So we're going to change this back to 30 and hit enter here on that one. I like the way that looks. And if we hit play, you can see how it looks. Now, this is a great way to match clips, but unfortunately, it can only be used for 2 clips at a time. So if you're trying to do like a bunch of clips at once, then, you know, this might not be the tool that you want to use for that. But I got some other tools in my tool bag that might be a little bit better to apply to multiple clips for you. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And we'll click on yes. We'll apply the changes. And we're good to go. Now, if you are enjoying this conversation that we have right now, make sure that you click on the thumb, the one that's pointing in the upward direction. All right. Click it, like it, live it, love it, hug it. Or we got a challenge going on. We got a goal going on right now. Hit me up. Super chat. All right. Hit me up. See if we can get to 10 super chats before the end of this 30 minutes goes by. And of course, like I said, I will be doing a shout out to all of the people who left me a super chat on my Facebook and YouTube channel to go ahead and get you a little bit of exposure. Now, also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to PowerDirector University, all right? Because you don't want to miss out on any of my tutorials, which come out every Tuesday, and my live streams, which come out every Saturday, all right? And that's it, okay? Show me some damn love, people. Show me some love. All right. So while we got this on screen, let's just keep it on screen. Let's keep the love going, all right? And let's talk about another tool, all right, that can be used for correcting color or color grading. This one is called split toning. All right. So if you didn't know, now you know. Split toning is a thing, baby. All right. Now, split toning can be used to add dramatic effects and unique color grading to any video that you got out there. So it adds colors to shadows or highlights of your videos to create a new look. Now, what we'll do is we will go ahead and do some split toning on this clip here. I'm going to left click on this clip here. Move our playhead here so we can see what's going on here. Now, it's got 2 people on the river or something kayaking. They having fun, having a good old time. Okay. Now, if we play this, we can see this little slow motion thing going on here. Now, if we left click on it, we can click on the edit button here. And then we can go to our color tab. And then under color, you've got split toning, right? Also, if you wanted to go this route, you could do color match from here too, but I always find it easier to do it right from the timeline. But you got split toning here, all right? And you want to check this box, okay? Now, I'm going to add blue to the shadows to cool down the footage and make things, because right now it looks too warm to me. It's too damn warm, okay? I want to cool things down. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this box here where it says shadows. I'm going to left click on it. And I'm going to use the eyedropper to click in the blue. And let me see, maybe I'll move it a little bit here. All right. I'm going to type in some parameters here that I like. And the only reason why I know these parameters is because I already used them before. So don't make it seem like I'm some type of color guru. I'm not. Okay. I'm not the color guru. All right. So there you got that look. Now it's cooled down. You can go ahead and uncheck split toning and you can get a look at how it looks now. So with the blue applied to the shadows, it makes the footage look a lot cooler, right? So you can change the hue if you want to. You got a slider right here. You can change it, make it a darker blue if you like that shadows. You might like that look a little bit better. If you want to change the saturation, you can move that up, you can move that down. So you got all those options there. All right. Now, I can also change the balance. So there's a balance slider here in the middle. So basically the balance slider changes between the highlights and the shadows. So if I move it to the right, it's going to add the balance more to the highlights. If I move it to the left, it's going to add more to the shadows. So if I go this way, you'll notice that my highlights are increasing, I go this way, shadows. So you also got this tool at your disposal if you want to make any changes. So once again, before, after. Beautiful thing. Split toning is cool because split toning can be used for multiple clips. So if I wanted to, I could click on apply to all, and it would apply it to all. It says here, apply to all clips of the same type that are on the same track. So if I have a bunch of clips on this track, like I said before, organizing your tracks, right? I told you guys a few weeks back about organizing your tracks. And if you had a track with just maybe a specific scene on that track and you wanted them to all match, then you can apply split toning. Then you can click on apply to all, and it would apply to all of those clips on that same track. So that is a benefit of using split toning when it comes to making changes on the highlights and the shadows of your footage. All right. So let's see. We got any other comments out there? Let's see what's going on in comment world. See what's happening. Kanwa Hunter says, what kind of PowerDirector? So not sure what you mean by what kind of PowerDirector. Basically, I'm using PowerDirector 365, right? And so all of the tools that I'm talking about here are available to you in PowerDirector 365. You don't have to have any, you don't have to have Director Suite, and you don't have to have Color Director. It's PowerDirector 365. And these tools are with it. Now, if you have a lower version, like you have the free version or something, some of these tools may not be available. I'm not sure about that because I don't have those other versions. I got 365, so I know what's in 365. All right. Wade Stevens said, could you talk about how to do a day for night effect to something shot in the day? So I can talk about it, but I mean, even better than that, I think I already did a tutorial on it. Let's see here. No. Yep. So I already did a tutorial on that one. And let's go ahead and share my screen. Because the only reason why, I can have a conversation about it all day, but the tutorial is really going to break it down best for you, in my opinion. So, Wade, I'm not going to go through a whole conversation about how to do it, but this video here tells you about the tools. The tools are still available. I know it's a 6-year-old video. It's a different version. All the tools are still going to be available to you in PowerDirector that you can use to create this. So it's not like you're not going to be able to do it. So check it out. Day to night PowerDirector. Search it, like it, and then watch the tutorial. See if you want to go ahead and use it to do it. All right. Let's see here. What are the comments we got out there for today? Wade says, okay, I got it. Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks, Malik. You're very welcome, Wade. Appreciate that, sir. All right. Just a few comments on here. Just want to be humble. Says, hey, bro, what's going on? Be humble. Thank you for joining us. He said he finally caught a live. Hey, it's all gravy, baby. Glad you caught one. And then the last comment I want to pull up here. Peter J. Milner says, I always expose 1.7 to 2 stops overexposed and bring it down with the LUT rather than the other way around. It's counterintuitive, but it's the best way. Not going to, argue with you about it. If it's the best way for you, then you should do it that way. I tell anybody that, man, as long as your stuff looks good, okay? If it looks professional, it looks right, it looks like it's exposed correctly. If you got a LUT that you like to use to help with that, so be it. All right. Dave, what's going on, Dave? Dave A says, once you've applied a LUT or color filter, is there a way to spread that same LUT filter to other clips other than manually? No. I know that's a quick and easy answer, but that's the only answer I got for you, brother. I wish that there was. Peter says there's a way to copy color attributes that may do the job. You can copy. It's called copy keyframe attributes. So if you change your colors, you make adjustments to colors and you're not using LUTs, yes, you can do that. You can copy those attributes from and to as many clips as you want. But LUTs, you can't, unfortunately. All right. So that was tool number 3. Let me jump into the next tool because, I did say that I was going to give you a bonus. And I'm a man of my freaking word, people. All right. Filter color. Now, this is not a color correction tool. It's more of a effect that you can use. And I think that it's a great effect because you can use it on a lot of different types of videos and things like that. And I mean, it's quick and easy to do. It's like super duper easy, as a matter of fact. Let me go ahead and pull up some things here real quick. And I'm going to go to it in PowerDirector so you guys can get a look at it. All right. So, first of all, filter color, like I said, it's an effect. So, pretty much an effect that's been used for many, many years on videos, films. You might have seen this effect in films like Sin City or Pleasantville, or anytime that you want to isolate one color on the screen and make the rest of the screen black and white. Now, it's a pretty cool effect. I have a tutorial on it. I'm going to give you the quick and dirty version right now. I mean, pretty easy to do. So I'm going to place my cursor over this clip here. And we see a clip of an individual here with the red shirt on. So what I want to do is make anything red on the screen red, everything else black and white. So it's going to start off. I think that the lady is going to come through and she has some red in her skin tone and she got some lipstick on that's red. So those things are going to show up too. It'll do it to anything on the footage that is the color you select. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go to, let's see. I'm going to close this out first. And I'm going to go to the effects tab. And then I'm going to go to retro. Let's go to video effects first. And then retro. And then there's filter color. And you can see when you look at filter color, it looks black and white, just like the black and white one does here. So if you hold down your left mouse button, and you can go ahead and drag it to the clip that you want to add it to. Let go of your left mouse button. And you'll see now everything is black and white. Right? There's some green in it too, but you'll see why there's green in it in a second. So if we click on the customize effect button, you'll see that the focus color is green. So that's why everything that's green on here is staying green. And if I were to move my playhead across here, you'll see that anything that's green shows up on the screen. You got some reflection here from the green and all of that. Now, let's say you want to change that. Like I said, I want the guy's shirt to be what's going to be the focus or anything that's red. So I'm going to click on focus color. And I'm going to use my eyedropper to click on his red shirt. Or I could have did it on his red hat. Doesn't matter. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And if we play this, we'll see that anything that is red on the screen is red and everything else is black and white. And you see her lipsticks, red, stuff like that. So she got some red tinge in her hair. So those things show up. Now, there is a slider here to change the color range. So if you want to, you can move it down. And as you start to move it down, you'll notice that the color starts to come back in for everything in the scene. You notice the green start to come back in, the brown in the boxes, her skin, her shirt, his pants. until you get all the way down to 0, and then it should look pretty close to the original. Maybe a little bit of things on here are still black and white. But once again, you can move the slider up to different numbers and it will affect the look based on the slider position. All right. So this is pretty much a very simple effect, and it's very effective at getting a lot of specific impact for any type of scene. So this is not a color tool, but it's more of a color effect that I thought I'd throw in to show you a little PowerDirector University love, baby. Okay. So those are the tools. Oh, we got a $10 super chat in the building from Dave. What's going on, Dave? Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. He said it's not so much for the competition as it is for the love. Okay. Hi. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, my man. Wade Stevens says this is the effect from Schindler's List. Exactly. Like there's a bunch of different movies out there that use this effect. And like I said, it's a very effective effect. I mean, it's nothing to be sneezed at. And it's something that you can easily do in any of your videos. Yep. We're talking color isolation, people. You know, show enough is, baby. Show enough is. All right. So that was a filter color effect. Kind of brings us back to the beginning here. So at the end of the day, 3 color tools that I talked about today, very effective tools. We got LUTs, which, you know, a great tool to use for color grading. Color match, a good tool for color matching your hue, your saturation in 2 different clips, right? Not something that you can use for everything. Hue, saturation, and brightness. My apologies. For color match. So you can match 2 clips with that. Then you got split toning, which you can use for highlights and shadows, changing those colors. You can apply that to multiple clips at the same time, right? So as long as they're the same type of clip, like a video clip on the same track, you can do that. As an extra bonus, I think Peter gave a good tidbit of info. If you're doing color correction, you can copy and paste that onto as many clips as you want. If you go and copy the keyframe attributes, you can paste those onto everything. So you're good there with that too. And then the last thing that I shared with you guys was filter color. So just a great effect that you can use, used on a lot of different movies. So I just wanted to give you another option for having fun with using some color tools that are available to you in PowerDirector. So with all of that being said, it's Q&A time. So what questions you guys got for me out there? Got any questions? Anything you guys need help with? Got any topics you want to talk about? You know, now is the time. You have my full attention. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, kind of slow on the comments today, but it's all good. I noticed that most of the times I'm doing live stream, going kind of long with the talking that I'm doing, but this time I was like, let's use these tools, let's get a look at them, and let's go ahead and give the people some time to talk to your boy. But hey, if y'all ain't got much to say, then you know it is what it is. I could just kick back and chill with you, sing a few songs, and do something like that, you know. But I don't think that's what y'all want to hear. I'm pretty sure that ain't what y'all want to hear. Dave said you're too efficient. My bad, brother. I didn't mean to be so efficient with y'all out there. You know, sing a song. Paul Brooks got me singing. You know, let me see. What can I sing? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I don't know if you like that look. It's probably creepy. Creepster vibes. Getting some creepster vibes in here. Pollyanna said, thanks to your wife for helping you. Yes, she's always helping me every week. If y'all don't know, she ain't gonna get on screen or nothing because that ain't, you know, she don't want to be up in here with all of her her not ready, her not ready look. To me, she's beautiful. I don't care what she's doing, what she did or didn't do. But she don't want to get on camera till she get everything right and tight. So yes, thank you, Walanda, for everything you do. All right, we got Barry Waddell who just sending us a nice hello. What's going on, Barry? Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you. Dave A said, yes, kudos to your missus. Yes, very, big kudos to her, man. Big shout out. Peter said, what about a description of videos with color swipe, like the difference between graded and ungraded footage? So a description, like to provide information on those. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, what Peter is referring to, I think, is there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube where there's people out there who might make a video and show like, hey, what graded footage looks like versus footage that's not graded. And it kind of gives you an idea of what you can achieve. Like, I think even PowerDirector channel did a video of color grading recently, I think. This one, before and after. So this video is one that was done. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this channel. It's the PowerDirector Video Editor channel. And what Peter is referring to is sometimes you can create videos on YouTube where it shows ungraded footage versus graded footage and shows you basically like how dynamic or just how different the change versus the footage could be based on what you're doing, right? So let me see if I can find a spot in here where they kind of do a before and after to give you an idea. To kind of just talk about the tools here, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So here's one. Grand Hotel Budapest. That's a look. You see how this is the original footage, right? It's not side by side. This is a swipe that he was talking about. Swiping it from side to side with the transition going from the original footage to the graded footage. Now, if I play this, you'll see the swipe go across the screen, and you'll notice how they were able to control the red and the tan and the bricks and just completely change the color. Now, you can see some of the color also in her skin kind of changed a little bit there too. So if I play this, you'll probably notice that there's not as much saturation in her skin or red. It changes a little bit, not a lot. They did a pretty good job of doing it, but this is what Peter was referring to, like a color swipe is showing the difference between the different scenes, right? Here's one that they did, the Matrix. So they're going to add a green hue probably to this footage. Well, this one wouldn't be green, but different shades, right? You see the different shades of colors that they have in there that they're using on this effect. And let me see if I could just jump to it where they do the swipe, because they're giving you like some examples of how to do it. It's got to be on here. So here we go. So you'll see the original footage here, which is right there. And then boom, that's the Matrix footage. So you can see the difference in the original. And here's a side by side right here. The original versus the change that they made with the color adjustments that they did, right? To do the grading, changing the tint, things like that. So, oh, you know what? I'm just talking and not showing nothing. That's the key, people. That's how we do things here. We just show things we just talk about things that we're not even showing on the screen. But at least I could jump straight to the things because I've seen them now and I know where they are. All right. So first thing that I was talking to you guys about was this example here. I'm pretty sure you can see my screen now. This is a video by PowerDirector Video Editor. It's one of the videos that they did about color grading. And when Peter was talking about an example or a description of a swipe from original footage to graded footage, this is what he was talking about. So if I play it here, you're going to see the original footage, which is this, right? And it shows her standing there. And if we play it, you'll see they did a swipe and it goes from the original footage to the graded footage. Now, one thing that you can tell here immediately is how what I was talking about is how her skin tones kind of change a little bit because they're adding red, right? So they're adding a hue to it, but it looks really good. They actually went and made some of the elements in the screen, like these browns at the bottom, the bricks, they changed them to red, right? So that's color grading. They did a lot of adjustments in it to change the colors to create this different look. So that's one way that you can do a swipe like that. Another one they did the matrix. So let me go in there and find this one. So another one they did here, the matrix. So you can see here when I play this, this is the original footage. And then they're going to add a tint, a different tint and different hues to it of green. So you can see how it looks. The original footage looks like it does on the left, and the color grade that they did or color adjustments that they did is on the right, where it looks more like the matrix and you've got that green tint. But once again, like I said, you can see in the elements of the footage, like how it kind of applied to her a little bit, some of the change, but it is what it is. It looks good, still looks great. And the footage is something that you can use as an example of seeing how dynamic the change could be if you apply a color grade to footage, because you can see directly the side-by-side difference between the footage, which to me is a great way for you to just kind of start thinking about ways how to use different color tools to create different looks and complement the footage that you already have out there. Like, for example, I don't know about you guys, but there's a show that I like to watch. It's called Zombie House Flipping or whatever. I probably watch it every weekend, right? And in Zombie House Flipping, they always show like the old house. And when they show the old house, they always apply like a blue, they apply blue to the highlights in the video, which makes everything look worse. It kind of makes everything blue is like a hue that you add to things to make you feel down, to make you feel sad, like it cool things down, right? And when they apply it on that show, they apply it with intent. Like, hey, we're going to show the old house, the house how it originally looked, and we're going to apply this blue to it, and we're going to grade it so that it makes the house look worse than what it really is. It makes people feel a certain way about the house, right? But when they show the new house, when they've done all their updates and they remodeled, there ain't no blue grade added to it at all. So it's basically a tool that it's a way to, when you start looking at things on TV and looking at things in movies, thinking about the way they're editing stuff. Like my wife, she'll tell you, like, sometimes I'll be like, hey, this was shot this way. And this is like, would you stop talking about editing while we watching this movie? Shut up and watch the damn movie, boy. Stop talking about how they edited and thinking about the scene. But those are the things that sometimes go on in my mind as I'm watching things. Like, how are they doing this? What tools are they using? But I think that having that thought process and thinking that way when I'm watching stuff helps me to think about how I can do things. So I would really suggest to you, as you're watching things, whether it's about color grading, whether it's about the film angles, whether it's about what tool do they use to go for, like, I watched this one thing and they went from like a camera being like next to a car, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so this camera is attached to the car in some way. And then the camera went and it started following a person who was walking, right? Easy enough. You can go, detach your camera and, put it on a vest and walk with it. But then it went up in the air like it was a drone. And then it started moving it started going up like it was a jib, right? And I'm like, okay, so now it's on a jib. They connected it to a jib. Okay, great. Then next thing you know, it was flying over the thing like it was on a drone. So I'm like, okay, so this is cool. Like, how did they go about creating that shot? What did they use? What tools did they use? How did they do it? And that's just me, my crazy mind, thinking of things while I'm watching a movie when I should probably be watching a damn movie and enjoying it. Okay. But it helps me be creative, right? All right. So that's that. What else we got? What other questions can I help you with? Oh, we got William Palanick in the building. What's up, William? One of who I consider one of my oldest fans, or one of the oldest community members out and about for PowerDirector out there. What's going on, man? He says, good morning, Malik. I am a bit late getting on here. I lost track of time somehow. You know, I do that all the time, bro. I'm lucky that I don't be starting these live streams at 11:30, but somehow I keep things on track. Rubino West Team Realtors, what's going on, sir? He says, how can I just color green grass greener, not the whole photo? So, talking about photos or you're talking about video, that makes a big difference. So, the first thing is this. One thing that I would do if I were you, and I'll kind of show you, but I don't have like a photo of grass to kind of do, but I'll try my best to show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. All right. So let's say I had something in this, like I wanted to make the trees greener. Or let's say her shirt. I wanted to make her shirt more pink or something, right? So one thing that I might do is I might go ahead and right click on this clip, do copy, left click on the timeline below it, right click and do paste, kind of duplicate this clip. Then maybe I would go in here and like apply a mask over like a certain area that I wanted. Like maybe if it was grass or something like that, maybe I would apply, or these like this area here, I would apply a mask. So if I went to it, went to edit, tools. Oh, what's doing here? Oh, mask, sorry. And then if I wanted to like apply a image mask, if it was a picture, I could do that. I could go ahead and click on advanced and I could do a custom mask. So I could use nodes to say, hey, I want to mask out this section of the video and I'm just using this tool to kind of do it. I'm not really masking this thing for the effect. And in this section here, I would have a mask on it and I might click on OK. And then because this is masked out and it's only one section, like if it was only the part that's the grass, I could do my color correction here on this mask clip. And then it would only be applied to whatever I masked on that clip, right? So that's how I would go about doing it. Now, that's a simple, easy, dirty way to do it. You might have to, apply like, if I can think about it real quick. Let me click on this mask. Go back to advanced. You might want to make sure that you feather your mask, okay? Because if you're doing grass, and let's say all this down here was grass, and that's what I maxed out, then you might want to apply a feather to it just to soften it up so that it doesn't kind of bleed into the other parts of it, or it doesn't look sharp across there. So that's just one way. And to be truthful with you, I'm going off the top of my head. Like if I were to like explore more tools and look at more things, I might find a different way to go about doing it. But off the top of my head, that's the first thing that I can think of, applying a custom mask to the section that I want of that video to apply the color to by duplicating the clip, putting it right on top of it. And what will happen is the masked out part will be greener and the part, whatever is above it, is going to be visible too, because it's on this other track that's not masked out. So that's what I would do off the top of my head. Now, might be other options out there. So let's see what the rest of the crew is saying. Oh, thanks, Steve. So Steve, let me know, like, I almost forgot about that. When you click on, for whatever reason, when I click on a element here, if I click on, I know you saw me click on the clip, but if I click on edit and then I go to a box, like I know you see this, but if I click on advanced, unfortunately, it's not going to show you guys. It just kind of blacks out the screen. But when you click on the screen, there's a custom tab. Click on the custom tab, and then you can create nodes to mask out what you want to mask out. And then there's also a feather radius slider on that screen for the polygon mask that you can use. So I know you can't see it all, just trying to talk you through it, but that's what I would go about. That's how I would go about masking out a section to only apply like color correction just to that one thing. So sorry you guys couldn't see that screen, but limitations, man. Sorry about that. All right, Ludrick Cooper, what's going on, sir? He says, happy Saturday. I'm just now opening up my new gimbal, and I have some new LED lights as well, shooting prom next week. Okay, so you're going to be walking around watching these kids dance all nastily. Be careful, bruh. Don't let nobody bump onto you. What kind of gimbal did you get? You get DJI, you get Zhiyun, you get something else? What's going on? New lights, RGB lights, you got what you got. Bi-color. Hey, let us know. Excuse-moi. Oh, good Lord. We got people on here to be talking crazy. My man Ludrick Cooper said, what's up? What's up, sir? Thank you for being a part of the live stream today. All right. Hey, looks like most things are slowing down, and we are almost at that time, people. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I do. I'm going to wrap this up. And, I want to thank everybody here for joining us for this live stream today. Hey, we couldn't hit the goal today. We couldn't get 10 super chats, but it's all good. I do want to thank David for hitting me up with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. If you watch this video, make sure you did click that like button, all right? Because that is how the algorithm learns that these live streams are worth a damn, and it shoots them out there for other people so they can join the community and join us in these conversations. So make sure that you are watching, you're clicking that like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe, all right, to PowerDirector University. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the whole nine. I'm here trying to, get on some new learning with the community and help you guys out as much as I can. So, hey, help me out. Join my social media platforms and let's talk. All right, let's have some fun. But that is it for this Saturday. I appreciate you all for joining me, and I will see you next Saturday. Have a good weekend, everybody. Peace.